wanting to welcome everyone today to the spaces. You're here with MVHQ. Chad is helping us out on the MVHQ account today. I'm Mick, hosting with the illustrious Ross Boss. Welcome everyone. And from the MetaKami team, we have May chatting to us today. So I just want to kick off, first of all, by giving a bit of an overview. So MetaKami is listed as a passion project created by an all-artist team that wants to bring back the excitement of a choose-your-own-adventure story, and that's driven by a community manga. The initial drop is an anime-inspired avatar collection, and each of the characters are represented by an endangered animal of some kind. I hope I've done justice to the project there, May. You can correct me in a minute if I got anything wrong. But can you first of all maybe give us a bit of an overview of how you got your Rockstar team together? How did you meet? How did you decide on MetaKami? Talk us through the origins, if you will.
Yeah, of course. That was a perfect introduction. Thank you so much. It's rare to see like six artist team, I guess. But we're all like super passionate about anime and manga, and I guess that's how we connected. So we were kind of all mutual friends and met from like working as like maybe like freelance artists or like sometimes in the space. So it started off with me and our art director, Linda. She was actually an ex Riot Games character designer and has been interested in, like starting her own NFT project for a while. And since we both love, like the anime inspiration and like read a lot of manga ourselves, we wanted to start this woman led anime project. And then from there, we started bringing on more members into the team. So we have Yutong. I met her through like the USC alum associates. She actually graduated. I mean, she's learning at USC right now. She's doing her master's degree in film. So I graduated from USC with a bachelor's degree. So that's how we connected. She's our manga lead, and she has around 15 years of experience with storytelling and also like writing manga. She's actually published like 3 books of her own. So that's pretty cool. And then we have Kotori, our manga artist. She's actually a Mensa member, which is a pretty well respected artist community in Japan, and she's been working in the space, in the manga space, for like over 19 years. So Linda reached out to her, and we connected. And then I previously worked with Panathi, who's our motion graphics guy. He was an assistant for a previous project that I was helping out on, and we just kept in touch. I love the way that he does like motion graphics, and he also had a lot of experience prior to like joining the NFT space. So he's been working as a motion graphics guy for 10 years, and with some really cool companies too. So he did something for Lego, he did something for Red Bull. So his portfolio is stacked. And then finally, we have Unbiel, of course. She's the final person to join the team. And we discovered her when she was working for Mangamo. So that's like, I don't know if you guys are aware, but it's kind of like a comic website that's pretty famous. So we loved her art, and she's been working as a freelance manga and anime artist for 12 years. So that's how we all kind of came together for a woman led NFT project.
That's amazing, and those are some credentials, man. Like a stack team to be sure, and I'm sure the audience is perking up. So let's talk about your project at a high level. Can you maybe give us a bit of a snapshot of the universe of Metakami? What is the hyperreality of 3022 like?
Yeah, of course. Our main mission for Metokami is kind of like to give people a vision into seeing what the world could be like if we continue at this rate of like, extinction and like just a lot of harm to the earth. So if you go onto our Discord, you can check out our lore. It's mostly about how like in 3022, like almost everything that's organic in the earth has already kind of gone extinct. Everything is replaced by like artificial simulations. So like there's the pollution is like too much that you can't see like sun and clouds anymore. So everything is replaced with like holographic things. And what the metakamis essentially are is they're like a fusion of kami, which is Shinto deity in Japanese, and endangered animals today. And they like started happening because of a divine intervention from like a god of nature called Amaterasu. So we do have our next trailer coming out very soon. So it's gonna cover everything there, and we've put almost a month's work into the trailer. So we hope that you guys look forward to it and can't wait for you to see it.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't wait to see the trailer. May, just to hop in here, could you tell us about the NFT themselves? What are people going to be minting, and what are they going to be able to do with their NFTs?
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, we're super, super focused on our art since we're an all artists team. Our NFTs are going to have over 700 traits, and 150 of those traits are actually going to be unique, vulnerable to extinct animals. So, that's something that we're really proud of. And every NFT that you'll be minting will have some sort of like animal connection or like animal trait attached to the Metakami. So, and how it relates to our community driven manga is the characters themselves will like participate in the manga, and how it works is that the manga chapters will be released on a chapter to chapter basis. And at the end of each chapter, holders will have like around 5 to 10 questions asking them what to do essentially, and they can decide on the creative direction of how the Metakami manga will go. So these decisions could range from like which characters are going to be the main characters in the next chapter, what the chapter title will be, what type of art style, or like it can go as simple as like what weapon this character will choose in the chapter. So essentially we're kind of like trying to connect the idea of manga with like web3 and create like a decentralized storytelling experience.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, I love to hear it as well. Like, just a question on that. When people make the decisions, are they going to be making the decisions in like if they own the PFPs, is that going to be their way to vote, or can anyone in the Discord vote?
So we're gonna have a holder exclusive room called the Kami Lab on Discord, which we're gonna launch as soon as we mint. It's gonna be so the holders of the NFT can only vote, and the votes will range from 4 levels of rarity. So, for example, the common NFTs will get like 5 votes, or the rarer ones will get like up to 50 or something like that. So that's how we're planning to do it.
Right, gotcha. So if you get a highly rare one, then you'll be able to influence your character becoming one of the major contributors to the plot, which is interesting. But if we maybe shift the discussion to the art itself, because I really do think you've got some amazing art here. Being a team of artists, that makes a lot of sense. So Metakami are unique in that while it's an anime character, it also is heavily leaning into animal traits. And you've spoken a little bit around the inspiration behind that decision. Um, what I'd like to know is um, where are the animals originating from? So here in Australia, we've got endangered animals. Is there potential for us to see Tasmanian devil or a great white shark? Where have you decided to draw the animals from?
Yeah, so actually we have Tasmanian devil in the collection. I think like we just kind of drew from, the iconic animals. So some really, really iconic animals like the woolly mammoth that we've revealed, that's gonna be like a legendary piece that's also like animated. Um, but we kind of just brainstormed like over 200 animals that are like vulnerable to extinct, and then we kind of narrowed it down and then tried to have the most variety of different traits. So we want to have like birds, fishes, mammals, like insects and stuff like that. So it's a good mix of everything, I think.
Knowing that there is a Tasmanian devil in there, I definitely have something to go for and reveal. And how are the traits randomized, and how is rarity handled? So are they going to be like, is every trait randomized? You're going to have the arms of one animal and the head of another, or are there going to be sets? And just to add to that as a second part of the question, is there going to be mythical traits? So could we potentially see a phoenix or a dragon?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I never got asked that before, but I would love to answer it. So we actually have three different types of animals. So like the way that we're generating our NFTs is super complex, but we have three different types of how like animals can be displayed. So I don't think it would make sense for like like a Tasmanian devil's ear to like show up with like some like shark fin, right? So what we're trying to do is like we're gonna have one animal per one metakami, but we're separating it into three. So it could either be like a mask, like an animal mask, or it could be like an appendage, so like animal ears or something like that, or wings, which like sprouts from the back. And then from that we set a template so that, like the mask doesn't mix with the ears and the wings doesn't mix with the mask, and then, the generations happen.
That makes a
And
lot
what
of
was yeah, what was your other question again? Sorry, I got, like, lost.
That's okay. In my head, I've got this vision. I don't know if you've seen those books you used to read as a kid, and they have the three flaps, and each flap can show a different sort of costume, and you'd mix and match and change them, and they could be quite amusing. So it's good to hear that you're applying a structure to how you're blending the animal traits. I think that's a really smart move. The second part to the question was. Um, will there be mythical animals? So will we see a phoenix or a dragon feature somewhere in the collection?
Yeah, of course. So, those mythical creatures are actually gonna be like our one of one legendaries. So far we've revealed like Phoenix, we've revealed Jorogumo. So Jorogumo is actually like a popular mythical Japanese folk tale villain. She's like a mechanic spider, I guess, and she's like a yokoi, which is like a Japanese monster. But we want all of these mythical creatures have to have some sort of like animal trait attached to them. Otherwise, we're not gonna like include them in our collection.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And what is your favorite animal that's featuring?
Oh, that's such a hard question. Um, Honestly, I just really like simple animals. They look the best. The Japanese hair looks really good. We haven't revealed that. And for the legendaries, I think my favorite one is either like the Jorgumo or the Mammoth, which we've already revealed. But I'm not gonna like name anything that we haven't revealed yet. So you guys can look forward to that.
Oh man, I'm really looking forward to it because usually you get like one animal for a project, maybe a couple at best. But yeah, to just see that you guys have all of these like cool mix of animals, it's going to be really exciting. I wanted to shift things back into the human realm for a second, though. I know you and your project, you were aiming to normalize and celebrate the presence of women in the NFT community, which is something that we at MBHQ, as well as Mick and myself, are strong advocates for. Would you be able to share some of your plans to further support the female representation in Web3 through your project?
Yeah, of course. So, as you know, we have five Asian women on the team. So that's definitely like a big priority of ours to kind of like, normalize like women in the space and also like close the gender gap. So some of the efforts that we're taking is we have already partnered up and like finalized our partnership with two nonprofit women in tech foundation. So the first one is Women Who Code, and the second one is Tech Girls Movement Foundation. And these are not just like random organizations that we hit up and say like, okay, let's partner. Like we've gone through like over like 20 different interviews with different foundations and organizations just to make sure that our partnership is like actually going towards something useful. So what we're going to do is we're going to be donating some of our royalties to them. This is obviously included in the roadmap, but we haven't revealed it yet. And I just wanted to highlight on some of the things that these organizations are going to be doing with the royalties that we're donating. So first of all, we decided to partner with Tech Girls Movement because they're a really small nonprofit in Australia. I don't know if you guys actually heard of them, but our donation is going directly to support like this mentor mentee program that's 12 weeks long, and it actually starts on International Women's Day, so that's pretty cool. And basically they're going to mentor young girls into like coding development and prototyping, and at the end of the 12 weeks all these young girls will have to come up and create their pitch and like show their prototype essentially. So that's something that we're really looking forward to, and we're really pleased to have an opportunity to help. And also what we're also offering our partners is we have these one of one animated legendary NFTs, right? And for Tech Girls Movement, they have their like superhero characters themselves. They're like female superheroes, and they even have like a book dedicated to that. So it would be really cool to take one of their like cool superhero characters and like put our own twist on it and put it on our collection. So that's why we decided to partner with them.
Oh, wow, that's so sweet. I really appreciate the detailed answer there. I feel like a lot of projects you don't get like as much, in-depth plans for how you're going to allocate the time, the money. So really great answer. Really appreciate you talking about that.
I feel you there, Ross. You usually get, we picked a charity from a list. So the level of thought that's gone into it really, it speaks, I think, to how much care is being put into women in Web3, which is great. So, storytelling. That seems like another major component of the project. It seems like the team are amazing artists, they're amazing storytellers, and that together is where the magic's going to be. So, with the implementation of your storytelling technique, this choose your own adventure style, each of the MetaKami NFTs will serve as a pass to the Kami Lab, and that's going to be the driver of the decision making process. What will the voting experience be like for minters? For anyone here today that isn't part of the Discord, can you basically talk to how that's going to work? Is it time limited decision making? Is it a minimum quorum of voters? What are people going to be expected to do to partake in this storytelling process?
Yeah, so we want to make the voting process extremely easy and streamlined for our holders, which is why we decided that, right after Mint, we're going to have like the first round or the first few rounds of voting on Discord, just because it's easy to, create like a holder exclusive room and create a poll. And that way and we can also use like different, like verification bots just to kind of categorize their legendaries from the comments and stuff like that and give them voting power. So I wanted to update you guys a little bit on like how our chapter one of our manga is actually going. So we're in the process of making chapter one right now, and it will be available for everyone to vote and participate on as soon as we mint. So, we don't have that like idle gap of holding our NFT without knowing what to do. We really want to provide a lot of utility and like fun for our holders. So, yeah, we the storyboard is now done. We're drafting it up, and I think we will be done in a few days. So I might like post a little sneak peek, maybe like a poll on our Discord for some of these people to like participate in. And yeah, hopefully that will be a fun experience for you guys. And just a little bit more in terms of our marketing right now, we're also rolling out like short mangas that tease our trailer. So we're already trying to implement that like voting system into our Discord, and so far it's been working out really well and our engagement has been pretty good.
That's great. And how is the actual result of the votes going to be captured over time? Is this funneling into some form of media? How will the overall story be captured?
So that is actually a part of the roadmap that we haven't revealed yet, but I can promise you that it will be really interesting, and it's a really fun way of capturing, the entire journey that we had together as a community. What I can say right now is like it will be held on a chapter to chapter basis. So you can be sure that, after a certain amount of time that we've closed up the vote, we're going to use that result to implement it into the next chapter. And once we have like a lot of chapters and it can be put into, a book or a manga, we'll be rewarding our holders nicely with something that's in store.
Hey, we've got a little bit of alpha there, just a smidge. Um, with the way that your decision making has happened in the Discord so far, with some of these early storytelling mechanics, have you had any learnings from that? Like, have you seen your community lean a certain way? Do you have a tendency for the community to sort of just want to create chaos, or do they, you know, divine justice? Is there some meta that is emerging from your community?
I feel like so far not a lot of chaos has been created yet. Everyone in our community is like so nice and they're voting on like the option that we hope they vote on. But it would be interesting to see if they vote on like the chaos option and see what we can do with that. It would be pretty fun for us to try. But yeah, no, so far our community has been like really nice and supportive, and yeah, just voting on um the option that we hope they vote on.
Well, my next question probably won't hit as hard then. So, in your opinion, I'm going to ask it anyway. What is the worst decision your community has made so far?
Um, Honestly, we had like two teasers to the manga, and there hasn't been a really bad decision yet. Um, but I just hope it continues on that way. But it would be fun to see, a bad decision being made for once. I mean, I know Yu Tong is listening in on this call and she's our manga lead. So, I'm gonna pass the responsibility onto her if like a bad decision is made.
I liken it to D&D. There's been I've dungeon mastered a number of D&Ds, and it's always fun when the team want to take things in a very interesting path and how you can navigate that. So, I'll be watching, and I'm very keen to see if the community start to want to deviate a little.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
think it.
that'd be fun.
Oh, my apologies, May. It's always tough with these Twitter spaces when you got lots of people on there. Just so excited to be chatting.
No
Um,
worries at all.
I did it again. I gotta be more mindful. But yeah, it's really exciting that you guys have this voting dynamic, and excited to see the deviations, which was the perfect segue to my next question I had planned for you. But in terms of deviating and standing out, with so many anime PFPs out there right now, how is Metakami intending to stand out from the crowd? Obviously, you have awesome art, and a really exciting voting dynamic, but just wanted to see if you have any other thoughts on how you're trying to differentiate from what's already out there.
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, we pride ourselves in the quality of art that we want to deliver to the entire community. So, we don't want to be just another like anime meta project, right? We didn't start this project because there was an anime meta and we wanted to hop on the trend. It was something that we all collectively wanted to start just because we're big fans of manga and anime culture. And from working in the space for almost a year now and helping out with different projects, I kind of noticed a really strong trend in like community involvement in NFT projects. So like around like 80 to 90% of community involvement really dies down after mint. So like you can see that, pre-mint and during mint, like the community is super hype. Like everyone wants a piece of the pie, like everyone's talking, chatting. And then after you mint, maybe sometimes a few weeks or a few months, the community is not even there anymore. They're not actively present and not involved in decision making. So what we want to do is we kind of want to disrupt that pattern a little bit and allow the community to grow with us post mint as well. So, our the MetaKami brand is flexible to community votes. Our story is flexible to community like decisions, and we just essentially want to involve the community as much as we can in growing our brand and releasing like further contents. Like everything is just gonna be governed and decide by the community, I guess. And that's where I think we stand out. We also have, a lot of women in the Discord channel right now. We have a channel dedicated to like women's chat and women's voice chat. And a lot of people have been asking us for advice there on how to get started, how to become, a woman in the space. And we're also helping out with that a lot. So I hope that we can continue on that way and help even post mint.
Awesome. No, I think that was a really good answer. And you did address like a totally valid comment or concern about the space that a lot of projects just do completely die down after mint. I mean, I don't know why this is the project that's popping into mind, but I was so amped up over these Beepos that came out like a couple months ago, and just immediately after mint, that just was like, nope. So that's so cool that you guys have like plans to integrate the community and do a lot more. We're definitely excited for that. Is there anything that you could share with us more about the future plans for Metakami beyond just the community generated manga? We always appreciate nuggets of alpha if you're feeling like generous with us and want to give some miners just a morsel of alpha, but if not, no worries.
Yeah, of course. I think one thing that I could tease, I guess, is like our main goal as artists and, like as manga lovers is to kind of drag more people into the anime culture of Web3. So one of the roadmap items that we have rolled out is specifically targeted to, capture like the Web2 audience's attention and kind of like give them a chance to look at what decentralized storytelling could be like. Like in my opinion, I feel like when I was younger and I was reading a lot, if I was able to, like for once choose the direction of my favorite character and what he or she is going to do, that would be like something really cool. So we're going to like play a lot on that aspect and, reach out to the web3 consumers. And then sorry, web2 consumers. And then in terms of like physical stuff, we do have merch coming out, and we also have a little collectible toy. So that's already in the process of being made, and we're gonna run like a little contest and giveaway soon. The toy looks absolutely amazing. I'm just so excited to like actually see it, but it's in production right now.
Oh, let's go. I'm a huge sucker for cool merch. I feel like we've seen so many t-shirts and hoodies, so it's really cool that you guys have toys, especially if they're going to be like endangered animals. I would definitely be a collector of that.
Yeah, so the merch, we actually, I totally agree with you, like every project has merch, right? So we really wanted to make ours like I guess stand out or a bit different. Linda, our art director, she actually went through like 60 rounds of like alterations with like different colors and designs and like samples before we decided on the final piece. And if it doesn't look good, we're gonna do it all over again. It's like in production right now, so we're all about standards and quality here.
Oh my gosh, you guys are up in the bar. I'm not gonna lie. I'm giving a little bit of alpha on our back end for how we set up these Twitter spaces. But the admins at MVHQ, they help us navigate partnerships and set up time slots and schedules. So we get schedules sent to us over the weekend in terms of like, here's the upcoming project. So I just grabbed a time slot and I was told that they're like, Mick and Vigil want to do Metakami. Like everyone wants to do Metakami, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just signed up for Tuesday. But I can see the hype. Like this is so awesome, eh? Looking into the project too. Like you guys are really going above and beyond to set standards. So absolutely love it.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor hearing that from you guys. I'm honestly like over the clouds right now.
Oh, I mean, you picked a great target audience. I'm representing a bird. Mick is representing a cat. Like, we're animal lovers, clearly. I did want to talk a little bit more though about your team, and this is a question that I've really been enjoying asking creators lately. Where do you see Metakami 5 years from now? I know that that's hard to envision because the NFT space is just so new, but if you could, glimpse into the future, what do you think it might look like?
That's a really good question. We've actually thought about this. So we started planning this project maybe like 3 months in advance, because the trailer itself already takes like 1.5 months to make. So we were like just thinking about it and talking about this, and we really want to, become a global brand, not just like an NFT collection. I think like sometimes. Founders forget like in the space is that this is actually like a company that we're starting, right? Like we're asking for people to invest in us so that we can give them, like a product or something that they, will give them some utility in the future. So we definitely have like a pipeline of what we want to do like a year to 5 years from now. So everything will be covered in the roadmap like a year to year and a half from now. And there is something in our roadmap that will allow us to continue for more than a year. I wish I could say it, but it's coming out really, really soon. So I hope that you will see my vision when we post the roadmap. We're going to be doing a deep dive on everything through a Medium article as well. But I think like our main goal is just to not only capture like an audience from, like a certain area, but become more of like a global brand where even Web3, non-Web3 people like learn about us and want to like interact with some of our stuff or items as well, not necessarily like the NFTs themselves.
Oh wow, no, I think that's a great answer for a tough question, but I'm really like how you're saying it's not just for the NFTs themselves. So that's pretty different. I was not expecting that. I have one final question, I guess, just looking into the future. Is this like your main time commitment, just in terms of being behind the project and making sure that you're a part of the team? That's definitely something that I feel like lately has been a topic of a lot of conversation with people stepping down. Most recently with Moonbirds, honestly, with the COO leaving. Do you have the long term vision for Metakami in terms of spending a lot of time and growing with it?
Yeah, of course. So right now I'm doing Metakami full time, and you won't believe it, but even when I'm doing this full time, I'm literally getting like 2 hours of sleep every night. Like yesterday, I just like ended up sleeping on the floor just because I like passed out from like too many meetings. But I'm like definitely in this for the long term, and so is the rest of my team. We're all like freelance artists, and we really like how like Web3 is giving us the chance to like empower artists more. So we're definitely in this for the long run. No one is working on, like a Web2 job and doing this part time. We're all in this full time until the end.
It's great to see, and early on in this space, there was the big bone of contention. You saw a bit of a split in the artistic community around NFTs. I think there was just that tentative nature of something new and not quite understanding how to approach it, and definitely not quite getting the benefits that it provides to artists. So that narrative is well and truly swung now, and it's really wonderful to see the creative community embracing NFTs and the benefits they provide. Now, the minting mechanism, we're early, we get it, and there's a lot that hasn't been publicly stated. But can you share what you know so far around the mint? If you haven't decided on a mint mechanism, what's your favorite in terms of a Dutch auction standard mint type of launch, and also do you have a target month, quarter when you're planning to launch Metakami?
So yeah, we do have a mint structure like detailed out already. It's just, we want to wait a little bit closer to like the launch stage just to see like how the market is doing and if we need to make any changes. Just one like little alpha that I can give is, since we're a community driven manga after all, we kind of also want to have the community's input in, determining our mint, like our mint method, our mint price, and everything like that. In terms of like other project and what I think of like minting mechanisms these days, I think like the fair Dutch auction is pretty interesting. It's a good way to reward your early buyers instead of punish them because they're actually like refunded the amount, right? So that's a great way to, kind of like turn the stigmatized like Dutch auction around and make it more valuable to everyone. But yeah, we'll definitely see as we come closer to the mint date, and we'll definitely involve the community in everything that we do. We're going to be super transparent with everything.
Awesome.
Yes.
Mick, you now owe me a soda. You are jinxed. I don't care that you're in Australia and I'm in the US. We fully expect some form of soda. All right, I guess I'll hop back in here. We're really excited. Do you have a specific time frame for when people are going to be able to mint these NFTs? We know that you're looking in the springtime, but do you have maybe a month or any date locked down yet?
Yeah, so we have like internally discussed this, but honestly, I just don't want to share anything yet because I don't want to like overpromise and not be able to fulfill. So give us, a few more days, a few more weeks to make sure that we've really pinned down everything all the way to the core, and we're super confident before I give you more details on that.
All right, I definitely respect it. So we're going to be actively following the Discord because I'm sure we're all very excited. And before we throw it over to the audience for some questions, would you be able to tell us where we can find more information on your project following our interview today?
Yeah, of course. So we've launched our website, metakami.io, and I'm actually the UI UX designer of that website. So please go check that out. That was my work. And you can definitely join our Discord to, read up more on our lore in a few days. We will be launching, our roadmap. We call it the framework, and we'll be doing a deep dive Medium article on like explaining why we're like doing things this way, that way, or whatever. So please look forward to that. And right now, we have a lot of information on our Discord, and we also have daily community events that, people can participate in for fun, and like they will be, considered for whitelist spots. So please make sure to join that. And we also have daily quizzes as well. Like, so for anime fans, you guys might want to hop in and just, participate in case you get lucky and win a whitelist spot. So lots of interesting things coming in store. We're still super early, but good things looking ahead.
Oh, wow. This site looks awesome. I really love the TV screens here and just like the mix of the stills and the motion. That's dope. I did not know that you did the UI and the UX for this, so such a sick job, May.
Thank you. Actually, I graduated from USC with a business degree, but like I've always had like some sort of passion for UI UX. So I've been doing like UI UX design on the side as a freelancer for like almost 5 years now. So it was good that, my developers could put my vision into life. We spent like almost 2 months on the website as well. It looks super simple, but actually to get it working is super hard.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. I'm like very, very impressed. I also went to business school, but I was not a productive student who was learning UI and UX. I was just like reminiscing with classmates, like, oh, we're going to be rich someday.
No, that was me as well. I was like a bit lost in college, but the only thing that I just found was fun and did during my free time was UI UX design. But I'm literally the same. I don't think I paid much attention in class.
I'm definitely the same. Mick, do you want to throw it over to audience questions at this point. I realized that didn't have anything prepared after this.
Yeah, no, if there is anyone that wants to ask the team a question, throw your hand up. We can drag you up on stage and you can have the floor with me. Um, I might just ask one of my own. So, the characters that are being created here, um, in relation to the NFT collection, are you drawing the main and minor characters from the NFT collection, or are they separate things?
Yeah, so every character that you see on the trailer, on the website, they're gonna be part of the collection. We like pick them out, you know. And by the way, they're just like some of the characters that we've posted so far are also floor characters. So, you know, our quality is like really up there and we hope that even the common ones look like rare or like legendary.
Super important. I think we tend to see a lot of the performance of collections hinge around how good those floors look. So I do agree. Searching through that, there's been a lot of care given. I honestly couldn't tell you scrolling which ones I think are floor. So that's awesome to see. What's your favorite attribute so far that you've seen developed?
That's a good question. I think maybe recently the mechanic neck. I know it's not animal related, but it just makes everything look so cool. Well, our director, she just had like an idea all of a sudden. She was like, "Wait, since we're like held in 3022, don't you think it would be cool if we had like some robotic elements or something like that?" And then I was like, "Yeah, let's try it out." And it turned out to look so cool, so we added it into the collection as well.
It's great, right? You've got that organic, animalistic nature, but then you throw in the weapons and the mecha side of things, and yeah, I can see how that works. Um, do each of the artists focus on a different type of media? Like, is someone focused purely on the PFPs? Someone else is focused on these sort of animated, larger splash images?
Yeah, so we do have roles for each of the artists, but honestly speaking, I think we just kind of help each other out when there's like, like a need in manpower. So for example, like Linda, our art director, she did a lot of the trades and the PFP stuff early on, but then she kind of transitioned more into the marketing content now because we want to make sure that we have like the best marketing content as well. Like I don't know if you guys have seen, but the Lo-fi vibes videos have been doing really well, and that is Linda's work purely. And then Yutong, she's working more on like manga stuff, but obviously everyone's like happy to step in and help if someone else needs help. Yeah.
That's great. It feels like a very wholesome team, and I agree. Those videos look fantastic. Now we do have someone that's come up to ask a question. So Nathan, you are able to speak now. Feel free to ask away.
Thanks, guys. So I first want to congratulate you, May, on creating such a organic and rapid paced community. Um, Love that. And I have a few questions actually. My first one is I might have missed out. How can we number one get a whitelist because I missed out on that. And then second thing is, do you guys have any plans for the metaverse with uh, with the art?
Yeah, thanks for your question and thank you for your support. Honestly, means so much to us.
Of course.
In terms of whitelisting, what you can do is you can join our Discord right now. We have so many opportunities for you to get whitelisted. So, the first way is through Kami Quest. So, we'll like send you out on a quest to do some certain tasks. And then, once you do it, you'll be, raffled in a pool of like people who do it for a chance to get picked. The second way is Kami events. So we'll be hosting daily events every day. And, like the winners of that event or, people who participated will be like raffled and will be given some roles. And then the last way is through Kami quizzes. So we will be hosting daily quizzes kind of related to anime, but sometimes not, at different times of the day. So we'll make like an announcement 15 minutes prior to the quiz, and then it will be hosted on the general chat. So the first person who answers and will get considered, and if you like rack up on your scores, then you'll definitely be added to the list. And in terms of metaverse plans, we are looking, but we don't want to promise things that we don't know for sure if we can like actually fulfill. So that would be like one of the options that we're looking into expanding, but it's not something that we're going to promise right now.
Absolutely, yeah. That's very understandable. I feel like a lot of projects are making promises, and it doesn't have to be like something on the roadmap. But like you know what, like once in a while, like it's cool if like projects could not commit, but just say that they're looking forward to just expanding on their horizon and just adding things to the, just in the future. And yeah, like not to promise, but yeah, I love what you guys are doing anyways. Like it's really awesome, and I hope to mint one if I get a chance on getting on this whitelist. So I appreciate that, and I wish you all the success.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's better to under promise and do more than you've promised than over promise and not be able to fulfill what you can't do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Totally agreed from our side as well. And thank you, Nathan, for the question.
Thank you.
We've got EQ Puppy here from MBHQ. Welcome, sir. Please ask your question.
Hey guys, I just want to say great job on the spaces. I really have been loving all the information I've been learning about MetaKami. Really passionate about this project. The art is fire. I really like the mission that you got going on. Trying to become a world leading brand on manga. I'm a huge manga fan. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go into the Discord and start talking about that. But my question for tonight is going to be, have you given any thoughts into incorporating the MetaKami NFTs from your collection into your manga release as characters?
Yeah, so for our manga, every character inside the manga that is like a metakami or like a hybrid animal will be pulled directly from our collection. So there won't be like a random character that pops up that's not a part of the collection. So what we want to do is, we want to involve like these NFTs, which are essentially like what the holders embody, right, into the manga so that they have a chance to vote on their character's destiny and kind of see where things go from there.
Got it. Thank you. Also, have you given any thought into having a mascot from your project? Is that something that you've thought about? Maybe something that you're going to do post release? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we do have a mascot. She's actually the first character that we posted. Her name is Azami, and she's a tanuki. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with like Japanese animals, but a tanuki is basically a raccoon dog, and they're like a really cool symbol of luck. But also, they're usually like looked down upon, like in Japanese society, as like something that thinks it's bigger than what is actually is. So like the tanuki itself thinks that it's like so like ferocious and like scary, but it's just a little dog, right? So that's why we wanted to kind of like embody the same concept into our main character. Like she's gonna have a lot of character development throughout the manga, but she's gonna start off as like a noob basically, and she's gonna grow and learn and evolve into like a more powerful being. So that's why we decided to go with like a funny little animal.
Got it. That's going to be all my questions for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, EQ Puppy. And hearing you talk about that little dog bear makes me think of, we have an animal in Australia called an ibis, and it is largely looked down on our society as well. We call them the bin chickens because that's where they spend most of their time. I don't think you will see an ibis feature in a manga anytime soon, but I love such an endearing character. So that's wonderful. Is there any more questions from the audience? If there is, feel free to raise your hand. We do have one broke millennial up. So if you have a question, sir, feel free to ask away.
Hi. Thanks for having me up. I joined the Discord the other day, and I was looking at what you have going on, and like you just said, you're going to be having the NFTs inside the manga. So that I guess brings a question to what are the IP rights? Like, who are going to be holding those for the NFT? Would it be going towards the individual person, where they can also create a brand around their individual NFT, or would that stay in house? And if so, if the manga is for profit, would there be any profit sharing with any of the um, owners of those specific NFTs that show up in the manga?
Thank you for your question. That's such a great question. So, in terms of IP rights, I think like at this point in the NFT space, like the person who holds the NFT should have like all intellectual property rights. So that's like no questions asked for me. And in terms of like manga, the manga like that's going to be released. Everything that you just asked is specifically like detailed and like written down to like every like detail that you would have on the roadmap. So if you just wait a few more days to read that on our Medium article, I think your question will be answered. But I can promise that the holders will be rewarded handsomely for participating, joining our journey, and crafting the manga with us.
Cool. One last question. As I'm looking at the website, how many, I guess, traits will be inspired from traditional Japanese anime? Like I'm seeing like a Buster Sword, like a Cloud Buster Sword, and a few other like little details. Is there gonna be more of that kind of stuff coming?
Yeah, so we have over 700 traits in total. 150 of those traits are animals. I think I already said that. And a lot of our traits, I think like maybe 60 to 70% are all like anime and manga inspired, especially like the weapons. I think they're all like super iconic weapons that you probably recognize if you read a lot of manga. And the clothes as well are heavily inspired from like popular anime culture. There's like two types of clothes that we have. So the first one is like super cyberpunk, and then the second one is super traditional. So yeah, we won't be having a lot of like just t-shirts and hoodies. So yeah.
Oh, sorry. One more thing that popped up. Is there any like openings for like the team or anything like that? All right, and if so, how would the community go about like applying for those positions?
So right now, I think there's no opening for a team. We've already started the project maybe around like 3 months ago, planning and involving everyone inside our team. So I think like um, we want to like kind of stay in this together and finish it out through like the whole journey. But if there's an opening, we'll definitely be sure to post about it on our Twitter, on our website, and on our Discord as well.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, One Broke Millennial. We do have two more people who have requested to ask questions. Up now, we have Chris Villain. If you would like to ask your questions, sir, please go away.
Hey guys, first time caller, first time listener. Shout out to May, very cool project you got going on here. Oh, go. Let me just quick question.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Oh, I'm on the phone. I want to try and get my daughter into this space. She's into all of this, not NFT stuff, but manga and anime stuff. And man, I know you mentioned something earlier on in the space here, saying there's a girls' event where women in NFT or girls in NFT. Is that a speaker event or what is that?
No, so that's a mentor and mentee program that's hosted by Tech Girls Movement Foundation. But you can feel free to look at that. I think you can apply for maybe like a role. But feel free to connect your daughter to our Discord if you want, or open a ticket or just DM me. I can definitely like hop on a call with her and like talk to her
Whoa,
more
cool.
about like
Yeah.
her experience and
she's
stuff like
pretty
that,
shy.
I'd be
She's
happy
young,
to.
but I'm sure we can figure it out. She's only like 10, but
Uh,
she's into this manga stuff, and I found you guys just because the manga is pretty meta right now with this NFT space, and I showed her the art, and she likes it.
yeah. Thank you. No worries at all. Just shoot me a DM or something. We can hop on a quick call and like I can talk about my experience and stuff like that. I'd be happy to share.
Okay, sorry, just a Tech Girls. What was that thing? Tech Girls in that
Tech Girls Movement Foundation.
Movement Foundation. I'll just search it. Tech Girls Movement Foundation. Nice. All right, congratulations again, man. This is really cool.
Thank you.
All right, go Trojans.
10-year-old NFT trader in the making. How amazing. How to set yourself up for life. Thanks for the question, Chris. Really appreciate it. Now, there was another question from the community, which I had to punt you, sorry, because there were two people speaking at once. I think it was Sakai. I will invite you back up to speak. Let me just see if I can find you there. Sakai, if you are still listening and wanted to ask your question, please come up now. All right, I don't think we have... Oh, here we are. He's joining.
I would like to know what are the next plans for the community building and like growing the reach of the brand, like going on from here. That's my question. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have a lot of very crazy collabs lined up in the next weeks. I literally can't believe it when they reached out to me, but we're all super proud of it. Starting next week, we will be posting one-of-ones of very cool partners that we've decided to collab with. And in terms of like community building and growing, we're rolling out more events every day, rolling out more like opportunities for our community to get whitelisted on MetaKami. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we will be growing our brand more and creating more hype. So please make sure to join now. So that's easier for you to get whitelisted.
Yeah, all good. Thank you. It's really important in the space right now for projects to share like their experience and community. I think that's like very important. And also shout out for the Metaverse HQ for always bringing the nicest and hottest projects on here. It's really huge the half of you guys give. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. We really appreciate you coming up to speak. And at this point, I believe we're all out of listeners. So, May, I want to throw it back to you. Just one quick question for you. Maybe you mentioned this at the beginning. Like, what animes or mangas did you grow up liking or just enjoying most?
Oh my God, that is such a difficult question to ask when I've watched so many. I think you're gonna call me cliche, but I definitely love like the OG ones. They were like at the peak when I was like young. So, like Naruto, Shippuden, One Piece, One Punch Man was cool. There was a moment when I was obsessed with Fairy Tail as well. So there's just so many to choose from, but I think those were definitely the main ones that I grew up with.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a huge One Piece fan. I was gonna say earlier when you were talking about the Tanuki and like someone who's really full of themselves, that like made me think of Naruto when he first started out his journey, just so cocky. Um, but that's so awesome, man. I really got to say, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. I am way more bullish on MetaKamis than I already was. So it's really been great just hearing about your project, knowing that we have so much to look forward to. A huge shout out to Mick. This is our first time presenting as Spaces together, but this has been an absolute blast. Really thorough interviewer and great guy. So much love from the US to Australia to wherever anyone else in the world might be. But we really appreciate it. I don't have any other questions from the audience. So, May, I'm going to throw it back to you one final time. Closing remarks on MetaKami. Tell the audience whatever you want.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and, like always giving me like such great support and reception. I hope that, you continue on the journey with us. And I know that we're super early, but please don't get bored yet. We have two more trailers and a lot of manga sneak peeks coming up. And so far, we've only released like most of our floor pieces. So I hope you look forward to seeing some more rare and legendary traits as well. Make sure to read about us on metakami.io, join our Discord, and watch our amazing trailer that was made in house. Thank you guys so much for joining today.
Wonderful. Thank you, May. And for anyone listening, if you want to learn more about MVHQ, feel free to hit them up on the socials. One of the OG alpha communities in the space, and we'll run plenty more spaces like this one with lots of other interesting projects. So be sure to get hooked in. But thank you very much, Ross. Love working with you, brother. Thanks, May. And we will now close the spaces.